Mingalaba, this is the weekly highlight news of Radio NUG. I'm James. Here are the news highlight for this week. The acting president of the National Unity Government, His Excellency Dr. Sheila, attends the opening of the first Coordination Assembly of Mandalay Region People's Revolutionary Forces. Daw San Suu Kyi's son Kim Aris expresses grave concern for his mother's deteriorating health, particularly her heart condition. Myanmar's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Moto, addresses the second regular session 2025 of the UNICEF Executive Board at the UN in New York, and other interesting news. These are the weekly news details. The acting president of the National Unity Government, His Excellency Dr. Sheila, attended the opening of the first Coordination Assembly of the Mandalay Region People's Revolutionary Forces. At the event, he expressed his hope for the continued emergence of federal unit-based government bodies in Mandalay, Sagaing, and Macquarie regions. He lauded the Mandalay Interim Political Initiative Drafting and Coordination Committee's efforts to preliminarily approve the Mandalay Interim Political Initiative Draft through public participation, emphasizing that the Assembly and the formations of the Mandalay People's Revolutionary Coordination Forum were a necessary and welcome step towards ensuring meaningful involvement of the people. The acting president reiterated his belief that federal units-based government bodies would soon emerge in these three regions, reflecting the people's will. He also affirmed the NUG's commitment to collaborating with all revolutionary forces to ensure the success of the nationwide revolution based on federal principles, noting the ratifications of an interim constitution in Sagaing region and ongoing discussions in Macquarie region regarding interim arrangements. The acting president praised interim measures in Mandalay, Sagaing, and Macquarie as positive steps toward legitimized local governance. They urged continued effective coordination between the central government and regions, broader inclusive representations, and the establishment of the robust administrative mechanisms. The acting president also called on all political forces to strengthen unity and collaboration during the Spring Revolution to enhance the movement's momentum and effectiveness. Daw San Suu Kyi's son Kim Aris expressed grave concern for his mother's deteriorating health, particularly her heart condition, in a social media announcement on 5th September. He reported that her health has worsened and continued detention, and that a request for an external cardiologist to examine her is pending. Kim Aris condemned the situation as inhuman, extremely cruel, and utterly unacceptable, and called for a release of his mother and all political prisoners in Myanmar. He emphasized that their release would benefit both Daw San Suu Kyi and the country's future. The Independent reports that Aris urged the military junta to provide urgent medical care and appealed to the international community for intervention. Former British Foreign Secretary William Hart has also called for Daw San Suu Kyi's immediate release. Myanmar's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Moto, addressed the second regular session 2025 of the UNICEF Executive Board at the UN in New York on 2nd September 2025. At the session, the ambassador urged UNICEF to call for an immediate halt to violent attacks against civilians in Myanmar, including airstrikes and other forms of violence targeting children. The ambassador emphasized the military's ongoing atrocity against the Myanmar's population, with children disproportionately affected. Citing a report from a UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, he pointed out that in 2024 alone, the military killed at least 248 children, which forms part of the broader civilian toll. He stressed that only when military dictatorship is brought to a complete end and a federal democratic union is established, will Myanmar's children be able to live safely with access to the quality education and healthcare, while also being protected from forced conscription, children labor, and exploitation. Ambassador Moto further called on the international community to pay serious attention to Myanmar's crisis, to stand in solidarity, and most importantly, to take timely, strong, and effective actions. He emphasized that this is fundamentally a matter of the humanity, and therefore, the world must not neglect Myanmar's children. Spring University Myanmar announced a new 3-year LLB program on 2nd of September, designed for law students who joined the civil disobedience movement CDM and were unable to finish their studies after the military coup. This program allows CDM students to complete their degree in 3 years. Students previously enrolled in a traditional 5-year program before February 2021 can also transfer to the new system, with bringing arrangements to ensure no disadvantage. The Department of Law of the university will release further details on a class-by-class basis. The program is open to Spring University Myanmar MMOU students who met any of the following criteria: prior attendance between the first and fifth year before February 2021 without completing studies, current enrollment at MMOU, or enrollment as distant education law students. The Department of Law has confirmed that all such students are eligible to continue their legal studies under the new curriculum. Justice for Myanmar JFM has called on Chinese President Xi Jinping and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to immediately cease their increasing collaboration with Myanmar junta leader M.CDMMyanmar, stressing that this support enables the military's atrocity and crimes against humanity. JFM also urged sustained international pressures to halt such cooperation. President Xi invited M.CDMMyanmar to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO Summit in Tianjin, where China pledged to strengthen its strategic partnership with the junta through cooperation on security, border stability, and development. JFM emphasized that Beijing's ongoing provisions of arms, financial resources, and other assistance effectively facilitates the junta's violence campaigns against the Myanmar people. During the SCO summit, Prime Minister Modi met with the junta leader M.CDMMyanmar to discuss increased cooperation in trade, mining, energy, connectivity, and security. India's military support to the junta, along with China and India's backing of Myanmar's SCO membership bid, has drawn criticism from JFM, who wants it could suppress peaceful protests and legitimize sham elections. Human rights activists are urging China and India to end all political and military engagement with the junta, halt arms sales and fuel repressions, and seeks legitimizing the junta's election. These are the weekly highlight news of radio and YouTube. We will present more interesting local news to you. Thanks for joining our news.